Hello, and so today we are going to be speaking about the Slenderman stabbing. So Slenderman is purely fictional. He was created for a competition on an online forum called Something Awful, and this was back in 2009. So the person responsible for his creation actually created him with the intention of making people feel uneasy. So he is depicted as a tall, thin, white, featureless-faced man, and he wears a suit and he has black tentacles coming from behind him. Apparently he can cause amnesia and paranoia, and he also stalks and kidnaps children. So moving on to the murder, Morgan Geyser, Anissa Wire and Peyton Leutner were all classmates. So they were all 12 years old and they all lived in Waukesha in Wisconsin. They were all good students according to teachers and the principal, and apparently they were also really good friends. So on May 30th in 2014, they all had a sleepover, and at the sleepover they began browsing the internet as you do when you're teenagers. So Leutner went to sleep and Wire and Geyser stayed up browsing the internet, and they came across Slenderman's creepypasta Wikipedia. So they believed that Slenderman was real, they discussed him, and they wanted to prove their loyalty to him, and they wanted to prove that he existed and stop him from hurting their family, which they believed would happen if they didn't do something for him. So they wanted to become his proxies, and they believed that the only way to stop him from hurting their family was to kill someone. So they believed that if they did this, they would become his servants and they would live a high life in his mansion, which they thought was located in Noklett National Forest. So at the sleepover, they discussed how they would murder Leutner, and they decided that they would tape her mouth, stab her in the neck, and then leave. However, Geyser actually convinced Wire that Leutner deserved one more day on the earth to live. So they held off until the next day, and so then they planned to take her to a local park and kill her in the bathroom. However, this got postponed as well while they came up with a better plan. So on May 31st, 2014, all three girls went into the local forest and started playing a game of hide and seek. So Geyser and Wire actually hunted Leutner down and they pinned her to the floor and stabbed her 19 times. So they stabbed her in the arms, legs and the torso with a 5-inch kitchen knife. So 2 of the wounds to Leutner were actually in 2 of her major arteries, and also 1 stab wound actually missed her heart by only 1 millimeter. Also her liver and stomach were stabbed in the attack, and so they were punctured. And after the girls had actually finished stabbing her, they said that they would go and get help and told Leutner to stay where she was. Leutner, obviously being stabbed, didn't really have much of a choice to either stay there or try and alert someone to where she was, and she did the latter. This amazingly incredible brave girl managed to drag herself to the nearest road. And it's a good thing she did. The passing cyclist actually saw her and he called an ambulance, and she was in hospital for 6 days. Geyser and Wire had actually left her there for dead. They weren't going to get help at all. They believed that they needed a human sacrifice to appease the Slenderman. So after a manhunt for the girls, they were actually apprehended near Interstate 94, and the knife that was used to stab Leutner was found in a bag that they were carrying. So Geyser and Wire said that they felt guilty for stabbing their friend. However, they said that it was necessary to appease the Slenderman. So the trial began in 2017, and in 2017, Wire pled guilty to being a party to second-degree homicide. And the jury found her actually not to be guilty by mental disease or defect, and Wire was sentenced to 25 years to life, an indeterminate sentence. And this has to involve 3 years in locked confinement, involuntary treatment in a state psychiatric institute, followed by communal supervision until the age of 40. Geyser received the max sentence of 40 years to life, also an indeterminate sentence involving 3 years in locked confinement, involuntary treatment at a state psychiatric institute, and she has to stay there until complete resolution of her symptoms, or she turns 53, whichever comes first. So this has to be followed by communal supervision, periodic re-evaluation and or reinstitution and further treatment as required. So this is a really sad case. Apparently Lutner still can't sleep with her windows open, and apparently for months afterwards she was sleeping with scissors underneath her pillow in the fear that somebody was going to attack her. Her mum and dad have said that she's doing okay now. However, obviously she's going to have physical and mental scars for the rest of her life. And probably some trust issues as well. Family were happy with the sentencing. They said that justice was served. So that's it from me today, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you think the girls got off easy? Do you think they should have got longer? Do you think that they should have been sent to prison instead of a mental institution? So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so that you can get regular updates on when I post my videos, and don't forget to subscribe as well. So with that, I will see you next time. Bye.